The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman on this 21st day of May. My pleasure to be here. Don't forget, today's the 21st, 22, 23, 24, 25. I believe it is this week. I just don't have it in front of me. Steve Rhodes is doing a webinar, and that should be really interesting. You know, Steve comes up with really intriguing analysis of the markets, and he's rated by Timers Digest as #1. So this is a very good opportunity to get Steve's work. And don't forget, front page of TFNN, education at its best, Steve Rhodes. Let's look at the markets. You've got 281 up in the Dow at 24,997. This does a couple of things. Look, in the Dow, let me just go to my daily chart. Here is what I show my subscribers every day. I've drawn in on the chart on the left. It's the same as the one on the right, except the one on the right has the MACD and the slow stochastic. I've drawn in a trend line. And that trend line went right to it when it went to 24,994. That was back on the 14th of May. That was peak C. Let me just explain something here since the beginning of the week. The low that we made on the 2nd of April in the Dow at 23,344 went to a peak, a gray peak A, then a peak B at 24,858, a higher peak that is, pulls back very sharply but holds the left side low, goes to 23,531, and then it has a gray peak A, and that A is right there on the, is that the 7th of May at 24,479, pulls back, holds the 9-period moving average and the 20-period, the red one, the 20-period moving average, and it climbs to a leg that is higher than 24,858. So instead of saying that's another B, it picks up the previous high of 24,858 because the low that was just made is higher than the original one. So that says that that is an up arrow. In fact, that up arrow that I put there should be there at Chapman Wave 5. And what happens is we went to a peak C, still calling it a gray peak C. No, I changed my mind. I called it a blue peak C, saying that I believe that we should go to a D. And the reason was that the MACD was so strong in the daily chart. The stochastic was very good at that time. It was way above 80%, was in fact just at about 84%. And we were holding the 9-period moving average on the pullback, and that says that if there was a higher high above 24,994 in the bounce today, and the bounce we did expect, remember during my show on Friday, I said there are a myriad, there is a load of Chapman wave techniques that we follow, and that Chapman wavers follow all the time. And what I'd said is that my Chapman wave trend gauge had flashed a signal that suggested that within 2 sessions, there should be at least a 9 to 11 point rally in the E-minis, which should help the cash S&P and the Dow. Well, that happened last night. What was it? China's going to be buying more of our goods, and lo and behold, we spike. And what we do? We ran today to 25,086. Hitting the 25,000 is really important at this particular point. I'm going to go through different scenarios, but at this stage, all I can say is that having gotten there, if the Dow in the next 2 days is able to close just once above 25,000, it's in leg D. That is going to be a lot better than if we close towards the lower range today and start to slide under, say, 24,910 and close underneath that. That'll say, uh-oh, leg D, good chance of a peak D, and there we're going to go. Test the 9-period moving average again at 24,724. But look at the MACD, how strong it is. Right there, look how positive that is. This is what I showed my subscribers over the weekend. And the stochastic was negative, now it's positive, but it was negative and yet over 83%. That is good action. I like that. And the on-balance volume was very strong. Reason why I've been long the Dow for about almost 3 weeks, and we're staying long as we can. We'll see what happens with this particular move. All our positions are long positions. Some of them are really have run up beautifully. But the day is young. We've just started the week. I'm watching the one particular index, and I'll talk about it in a moment, because that's going to be really important. All right, let's get back to our story. And the story is that the E-mini in the 120-minute chart has made it an F/B at 27.39.25. Make it real simple at 27.30.75. The close any hour, any 120-minute chart out. No, in a 120-minute chart, any one bar close from now underneath 27.27 would suggest this was just a news-related pop-up and that we might have some trouble going forward. All right, that's it. So now the Dow, let's just run these really quickly. The Dow is up 284, right at 24,500. Leg D, let me type that in, it's brand new. It's a different chart. Brand new leg D. MACD is good. Stochastic is at 83%. It's good. It's not great, but it's good. On-balance volume is very strong. So far, very nice action. Support is short-term on the 24,700s. Nah, let's go to 24,000. So 24,920 to 24,870 is a near-term intraday support going into tomorrow, I'd even say. Upside, as I say, breaking into 25,000s. I love this action, and so far it's looking very good. Okay, S&P. Yes, thanks. S&P right now is needs to go to 2742.11 to start leg D. I believe it should do that this week. It's trading at 27.32, up 19. Still 10 points to go. It's like 100 points in the Dow. So we'll see if that's possible. I think it is. And that M-shaped pattern in the weekly chart is still active. Let me get rid of this. And the monthly chart is still very strong. QQQ, this is the NDX 100, trading right now at 168.51. And this is the tip-off that we've got to be a little careful here, because it went to a peak E in the Chapman wave at 170.82 last week. And now what we're looking at is the MACD is strong, stochastic starting to pull back under 80% and 77%. And the on-balance volume is very poor. Relative strength is good, but in a weak range. So I'm watching this, and I'm just saying to you, in the next 3 days, you've got to see that S&P go to 171s. It's got to try to get there, because if it does that, it's saying, you know what, the cup formation is overpowering the arch formation. That'll be really good. Those are technicals that would be imparting much stronger prices to come. And if it fails here and it goes back underneath the 9-period moving average of 167, that's not going to be good at all. So make 167 the key support right now. IWM. Now, of course, IWM was the one that told us that there were possibilities of breakouts. IWM right now is up $1.36, up 0.84%. Nice. It's at it's in leg F. I don't know if that's going to be an instant restart, but it is really strong. Weekly chart broke out. All-time highs in the Russell 2000. That is really good. I'll be back. Basil Chapman, She's out. Dow's up 340.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary Power Law Vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Basil takes your phone calls. Now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
So now we're going to get a test going into the close today, into Tuesday, and I probably would say into early Wednesday morning. This is what I'm going to show you. IWM, a real leader. I mentioned in the den IWC. I hope I still got it notated. IWC, no, not notated, but it should be. And it is the iShares Microcap ETF. Monthly is at all-time highs, breaking out. Weekly, I'm going to take a guess. I got to go back to. No, I got to go back too far. I don't want to just guess. You always have to go to the left side low of importance. I think that's a peak, a leg F, but it could be an alternative count. Let's just say that the daily chart A, B, C, D is still very strong, getting a little toppy, very short term, but still very strong, trading at 104.16 up 0.53. So here's what I want you to really look at. Within the context of the different markets, you've got gold, which much earlier was down quite sharply, and now it's only down $1.07 at 1289.7. The cluster formation of the last 4 candles, you see this, today's candle, Fridays, Thursdays, and Wednesdays, after that sharp thrust to the downside, is trying to establish some kind of a low above 1280. Silver, which had a little bit of a different chart, has had a much better, higher lows, and even more important, it's got it's kind of a sideways trading range. It's acting a little bit better. So I'm going to keep my eye on silver, because when I think the dollar takes a breather, how silver acts is going to probably be as important, if not even more important, than gold. I'm going to go to our first caller. We've got Tom in Franklin, North Carolina. Tom, how are you?
Hi, Basil. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Got a question on the labeling on the daily Dow.
Yes, fire away.
Okay. We went to, we started off, we did an A, B, and then the B failed on April 17th.
So Tom, to be precise, at B, it pulled back sharply. Failing would mean that it broke under the 23,344 low that was established at the end of March, beginning of April.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Okay. Well, I was just alternative count, I've noticed this has happened in the past. We went down and made a low on April 25th.
Correct.
And since you have to count each high and each low, that would be a lowercase a. And then we went up and we did a higher high on that. And the next day, that would be uppercase A, uppercase B, minus, because it failed. And then we went and made a lower low. We took out the lowercase a, and we went down and did a lowercase c. And I'm thinking that since we took out the a, the lowercase a, and did that AB, and then we went lower, so that negates the A, B uppercase, and we should now do an A, B, and this today is wave C.
So
and
technically,
also because the stochastic turned, and it was confirmed by the MACD with that lowercase c being the actual place we should start counting the labeling.
So let me go back through a little bit of the history of the Chapman wave methodology. What I have found over the years is that if I err on the side of caution, I usually come up with a count that is closer to what actually happens. So let me explain what I'm saying. When the Dow made that high of 24,858, there was an arch formation. The arch formation did not come, I used to say close to, but for at least 6 or 7 years now, I've been saying, if the left side low is taken out, it restarts completely. There isn't a question. I then decided that the last letter remains active as long as the low is not taken out, and that would be 23,344. Now, if you look at the MACD, it's made a much higher high, a much higher low in the pullback to 23,531, the low that was made on the 3rd of May, and the stochastic did the same. On balance, volume did not. So now what we're looking at is that there was a turnaround. I got what I call the gray letter A. That was the A on the 7th of May of 24,479. And then it ran up, and the moment it took out 24,858, I reactivated that previous B to make this a blue C. And you're saying that in your count, you've got it as a B. And a long time ago, used to say, you know what, I think it's restarted. I think that this is a B. We will see which one is correct. But my thinking right now is that I'm quite comfortable in saying we've just started leg D, blue D, because it's part of the buy mode that I put the up arrow in to say that I believe we're now in a buy mode, having crossed peak B in leg C. There should be 4 higher peaks. And the best thing about this is that I'm erring on the side of caution, saying I'm already setting up for a potential turnaround to the downside if that happens. And my eye is going to be on something, and I'll discuss it in a short while, something like the semiconductors, something like the dollar, which might be ready to start a little bit of a dip. So my theory for a long time has been to always err on the side of caution, and that says I'm one letter ahead of you in a very official capacity, because that is the count that if you take the low of the, was that the 2nd of, let me just check. Yeah, the 2nd of April, then we are still in that same move that was triggered from that low, and therefore we're now in D. I'm not going to defer to your alternate count other than to say I would keep it in mind. I could have put your D/C just to say, hey, maybe there is an alternate count. But under the conditions that I've worked on for so long, I actually feel quite comfortable saying it's a D. Maybe it can go to E, maybe it goes to an F. It doesn't matter. I think at this point I'm quite comfortable. I actually am quite comfortable saying D. And now let me just go through just something that might be of interest to you. If you look at the QQQ, the three Qs, QQQ, that high that was made at 170.82 on the 14th of May, so far has got all the characteristics of a peak E. There might even be one more high to a peak F, and then I think there might be a little period of rest. So I'd like to be as close in lineup as possible. So I'm just saying that I think it's a D. I think we get a little extended in this move, and that we could have some kind of a consolidation starting very soon. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I see your point. Now on your QQQ, on your wave C that you have there, I don't think that took out the previous C. I mean your B.
Well, we made peak 24 on the QQQs. We went to 160.58 on the 5th of April, 163.26 on the 13th of April, and then 166.26 on the 18th of April.
Well, so, May 3rd isn't as high as...
Yeah, 166.78 was the next high. That was deep. Oh, we can talk about it. Hold on, we'll be back in a moment. Folks, that was at 312. Basically, the 20 we were on with Tom and...
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi everyone, we're back. We're back with Tom in Franklin, North Carolina. We're talking about the Dow, and now we've actually moved on to the Qs. So, Tom, so you don't get a peak E 170.82?
No, your D is not as high as your C.
167. Oh, look at that.
We should be in late D right now.
Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, Tom's the one that always corrects me. That's good. Thank you for being there, because I like to have accurate wave counts. So that was a C. That was nothing. It looked to me like it was lower, but every time I read it as higher, which you're absolutely correct. We've made a peak E I'm sorry, a peak D at 170.82, and that's corrected right now. There it is. It is done. Good.
The thing on the Dow that I was thinking that I mean, you're the master, no question about it, but as far as the alternative count on the Dow, I like to rely a lot on the stochastic. If the stochastic goes down from the top, in other words, if it's above 80 and then crashes down to the 20, I seem to be more comfortable starting my count again once we turn at the lower end of the stochastic. And then on the Dow, we got confirmation by the MACD cycling back up. The other reason it makes a difference to me is the fact it shows that we still have one more leg up, which means to me the earliest we could top in the Dow would be Wednesday.
Wednesday, right. So if you're looking at the S&P, which still hasn't gone above 2742.10, it's going to take quite an effort to actually get there. It's at 2432. That's, it's 100 points in the Dow. It's 10 points in the S&P. So SB index, that is. Yeah, that's a lot. But I also like to see if things are getting closer to being in sync. For me, the wave count right now is getting closer in sync. And even if the Dow was in C, that's different if it was in a B. C says you're getting towards closer to the D, and that's how we're going to be looking at it. But what's really important for me are these weekly charts. The weekly charts still suggest really strongly in the Dow and the S&P that the lowercase h that goes to a lowercase m puts a tremendous barrier, as I said to subscribers in my over the weekend reports for today, is that whole area in the Dow just above in the kind of the 25,100 200 area. That's very strong resistance, and you can see that it's how we've been repelled so far, even though it's really strong action, tells you that, and I'll do this right now since we're talking about it, tells you that something like the SMHs, which is the market vector semiconductor, I just had an email from Al to say, I did not believe in the QQQ gap, so I shorted it at 169, took a shot at the SMH short at 106. What do you think? Thanks, Al. I think, Al, this is going to be my focus. I said to subscribers, even though we're long, the SMHs, I've treated as more a short-term thing, and I think it's going to be really important whether a Caterpillar and a United Technologies, which is really screaming high up 250 right now, one of the stocks we are long in my opening call subscription newsletter, can they ameliorate any weakness that starts to come about if NVIDIA really fails here, because it's been one of the leaders in the semiconductors. But the reason why, Tom, I wanted to go through these very carefully with you is that if we are getting closer to Ds in the daily charts, and if there is a D or an E in the QQQs, then I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, we're getting closer and closer this week, which of making some kind of a daily top, and the daily leads the weekly chart. So if there's a real turn down, we're going to have to watch that very closely. So thank you for correcting me on those notations. So folks, let's go on. I've got the semiconductor index right now. It's trading at 105.81. It's up $1.26, still holding very well. The MACD is good, not as strong as it was back when it was making its highs on the 13th of March at 114.55, and the stochastic is good, but it's pulling back, but it's still at 84%. I'm a little concerned here that the unbalanced volume is very negative, and the relative strength is really just so at about 58%. And there again, the weekly chart, we're right in that area of the potential double head and shoulders pattern. So yes, very good action in the semiconductors, up 1.21%, a little behind the Dow's 1.24%, something to watch very closely right here. And I need to just continue here. I want you to show that the CL, this is a crude oil, at this particular point is up 67. I think it's going to make a leg D just above the high of Thursday of 72.38 in the continuous contract. High today is so for 72.20. It still looks quite good. Leg D in the weekly chart, leg D in the monthly. I think this is going to be another very important week. You remember I said maybe 4 weeks ago That to me was a very important week. And now we're looking at the different indices that really make a difference. And I'm including this time crude oil, and I'm going to include the TLT, which is down 22 cents at 116.99, having come off the low it was made 3 days ago of 116.09. And if you look, oh, I didn't do that. I'll do that in a moment. Look at the TNX, which is the 10-year. 10-year right now is up 0.07, having made a little doji high peak D on Thursday, red candle Friday, little doji today. MACD is good, stochastic's good at 90%. Weekly chart is at an F/B. Wow, leg C in the monthly. Oh, this is going to be such an important week, I think, because if you look at the IYT, which is having a very strong day of 1.27%, it's one of the better leaders here. In leg D, once again, we're looking at the Ds in the daily, but it's broken out to a leg C in the weekly. Now, what's really important about this is to get an official Dow theory collaboration between the transportation, the IYT, and the Dow. You would really want to see the transportation index at the all-time high of 206.74, breaking out from the 206.73 high of the week of the 19th of January. And it's still way below. It's at 196. So I'm really watching this, and as I say, I think that the close this coming Friday in a number of the sectors is going to be very important. I want you to go, I did that. I haven't looked at the dollar. The dollar right now is up 2 cents, squeaking away towards that. Oh, it's struggling to get to 94.22, the high that I thought was most important on the left side. Today's high is 94.06. So it is 16 cents away from that particular high. In leg D, when I get this number of Ds in the daily charts, or Es, I'm starting to say, okay, is it time to think of taking profits? Now we have to work out how to ameliorate any downturn if there is going to be. And the heads up for me is that we fulfilled the Chapman wave obligation on Friday, the Chapman wave trend gauge being very high, with within 2 days going 9 to 11 points higher in the futures, and that translates into helping the cash indices rally. Now we're going to see what happens, and I got a feeling that we're going to get a lot of diverse readings by about Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, and that's going to be the test. How do we resolve all this? Do we just keep going higher, or do we have yet another consolidation coming? Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour, down to 300, S&P's at 20.
The TFNN Memorial Day Tiger Dollar Special has just been announced. For 1 week only, we're doubling the bonuses that we normally give out with any Tiger Dollar purchase. Normally, when you purchase Tiger Dollars, you can receive a 10, 15, or 20% bonus with your purchase, but through Memorial Day only, we've doubled the bonuses to 20, 30, and even 40%. This is one of the best Tiger Dollar sales that we offer, and they only come around a couple times a year, so don't let it pass you by. Tiger Dollars can be used for any TFNN newsletter or service, and they never expire. So whether you're already a subscriber and want to add savings to your monthly or yearly subscription, or you're thinking about signing up for anything in the future, now is a great time to get your Tiger Dollars. For all the details on the Memorial Day Tiger Dollar Special, visit the front page of TFNN.com before this deal ends May 28th. Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
So let me just show you this weekly chart of the 3, this is what I show subscribers to my opening call every weekend. The 3, right here, the weekly Treasury bond interest rate yields. The white one is the TYX. It's in leg D. If it doesn't go above 32.47 this week, it's made a peak D. That happens when you've made a peak C1, C2, and then finally you actually make that D. You often come back and you have a kind of a consolidation, as if to say, that was the obligation, we've done it, thank you very much, I need a rest. And now you've got the TNX, which is the brown one, trading at 30.73. That's the 10-year yield. And this TNX is in leg F. And I said to subscribers, it has the characteristic more of an F, of a B than an F, a brand new buy mode. But I'm going to give it just the opportunity this week to see what happens. The high that has to be taken out at 30.73 right now is, oops, I just hit a trend line, didn't mean to, would be 30.10. It can't be 30.10 because it's trading at 30.73. Oh, I'm in the wrong month. 31.15, there it is. And 31.15, and the 5-year, the cyan one, in leg G/B, is at 29.04, and it needs to get above 29.41. So we'll see whether the whole week yields cannot go higher, because that doesn't mean to say they're going to break down, but if they don't go higher, we've made peaks, and then I have to assess. So this is going to be very interesting, and even more important while we're looking at all these different things. Look at this. The USD JPY, the yen, is in a leg D, just like the dollar is, right? Leg D. And a very quick A, B, C, D. And it says usually you're going to have a bit of a pullback if you go very quickly to each higher peak. It's only leg B in the weekly chart with very good technicals. And the EUR USD, which is the euro-dollar currency pair, is pulling back, but I shouldn't say close. And it's pulled back. It's now at the high of the day at 1.177. And it's trying to go back above the 200-period moving average, the orange line, as it did 3 times back in November of 2017. During the week, it went under, and eventually it closed above and started a fabulous move to the upside, going from the 1.16s to the 1.25s. So this is going to be a very important week all the way around. Now, there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. I had 2 questions that I just didn't get to on Friday. I meant to. I just ran out of time. One was, and now I can't remember who it was that asked me the question. I think, I might be wrong, but I think it was Hector that wanted to know about COTY. Now, I have not followed COTY at all, so COTY Inc. trading at 14.04. It's up 4 cents at 14.04. It's really struggling hard to make some kind of a double bottom. the U-shaped pattern has closed once now underneath the 9 period. No. It's closed once under the last low of the week of the 3rd of November of 2017 at 1424. That was the low. And last week, so the close on the week of the 11th was 1431. So that was good. But then last week's was under, and that was at 1381. It hit, closed at 14. And now it's trading at 1404. I would tell you that this is going to struggle. It's going to have to be some news or some trigger, I think, that really gets it to move. But if it's going to move, my suspicion is that you would see it close above 1420 by tomorrow, and by Thursday it should be trying to test the 1449 9-period moving average to the 1489 14-period moving average resistance. That's the only way it's going to really have a spike off, because of the candle that was made, a horrible candle on the 9th of May, opening at 1696, going fractionally higher, then slumping down to 1409, and then following that with a red candle and having no real balance of significance, says to me that something has to happen. It has to be a short squeeze. I don't know what it is, but just based on the chart itself, it's going to have a tough time. I'd be more interested if it can close above the highs that were made in the 16th and 17th of 14.56 and 14.55. So above 14.56, any close says, hey, now you can have a little bit of a bounce. But I'd still treat it only as a bounce. Maybe a short covering bounce, I'm not sure. So now let's go on to... So then there were two questions. Oh, I did the other one. The other one was the IYT, which was the question there. Now, Boeing, yep, the usual question about Boeing. Boeing right now is, hey, let's see what Boeing's doing. BA. Oh, I typed it into the den. Oh, my, look at that. It's going to just prove me absolutely wrong, because I've been saying it's in a consolidation phase. I think it's going to continue. And all it's doing now is making a U-shaped formation after the arch. It did do the arch and did do some testing. A gap up today at 12, up 12 at 363.79, 3.58%. Hey, I like to admit when I'm wrong. I am wrong. This is rallying. It hasn't made an all-time high, but this is not the action. This gap up is not what I expected today. I thought that if it did rally, it would have tremendous resistance. The high of the 12th of March at 355.23 is 8.7 points above that. Wrong, 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 wrong. And this is helping the Dow as well. So question about Caterpillar. Yep, Caterpillar is also gapped up. This is ABC, a new leg C. I'm calling it a new leg C in the daily chart. Could be E smash C. Yeah. Boy. 138.05, 138.15. Oh, this is exactly like what Tom and I were talking about. So it made a peak D, then a pullback, made a slightly higher low. I'm calling this a leg C. Let's just see what happens. It could be wrong. And that's very positive action in Caterpillar. So a question, all right, well, I'll look at UTX. UTX right now is trading at 127.90. We are long from 119.77. We did take a little tiny bit off at 128.360, but basically we are long. It's hitting that trend line that I discussed the other day. I believe I did this the other day, but I showed subscribers as resistance of the 126.90s to 127.50s. It's higher than that right now in the daily chart. The weekly chart says that dashed line, it needs to get to the 128.50s, and then it's breaking out from that. This is very good action. And what I'd said is that we were long because I wanted to see if there was any chance that the daily chart could have such a nice rally that if there is later on a huge pullback in the market, if the 115.40 low of the 3rd of May could hold, and then we go into a big cycle to the upside and UTX becomes a leader. That's just my thinking. We'll see how we're going to use this one to play out. So that's that question there. I did those questions. Ditch says bullish flag on the Dow. Bullish flag on the Dow daily, I believe. Let me just have a look to see the chart that he sent. Okay, there it is. Open, here we go. Open, open, open. Is it going to open? No, it's not opening. I'll have to look at it here. Yeah, I agree. So he's looking at Wow, I haven't been able to move it quick enough. Sorry. Yes, that's the chart. Okay, so this leg B right now. Oh, I'm looking at the down. That's why they didn't match. I typed it in somewhere wrong. We'll be right back. Basil Chapman, this is our one break to come, and I'll be right back. In the leg down, as I said, that's my take, and yeah.
One of the keys to success in anything is the ability to make new distinctions. So what new distinctions are you making to achieve even more success in your life? When it comes to trading and investing, I wanted to become the best of the best, which is why I went on to make new distinctions. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest have been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as the #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 in gold. On Wednesday, May 23rd at 5 p.m., I'm going to share with subscribers one of my newest distinctions, which is how to follow the money and do so in multiple currencies. You see, money has to flow somewhere, and with the world getting smaller and smaller each day, you and I can identify exactly where most of the money in the world is flowing. Sign up for Mastering Probability by coming to the homepage of TFNN.com to begin your 30-day money-back guarantee trial membership and learn the exact tools that I use to time the markets. And if you can't attend live, don't worry, because the workshop will be archived on your members page for the next 30 days. Sign up today.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. So a couple of things. NVIDIA, and don't forget, Steve comes on straight after this. He's doing a webinar tomorrow night. We really work very hard, all of us, at our webinars. We try to make them as educational as possible and as constructive and as beneficial both financially and in time. So it should be a great webinar Wednesday at 5, Steve Rhodes. Look, NVIDIA is down at 243.71. It made the peak C at 260.50, and I don't know if it's ever going to make a D at this particular point because it's really struggling. It's a D in the weekly chart, D in the monthly. What happens to NVIDIA is going to be very important for the overall SMH semiconductors. And the SMH right now, which had a fabulous move earlier on, gapping up to the 106.88 area, not above the 107.37 level. It was a really nice gap. This is something to monitor now, because if by Wednesday at 4 o'clock, the SMHs have not been able to get into the 107s, preferably over 107.38, 107.37 for leg C, and instead start to trade under 103, it says, you know what? Keep your eye on the ball here, because they've led the market up, they've led the market down. It just could be a hint, but it could be saying Now we're going to have a little tougher time. So that's what I am. I'm keeping it, So fortunately, in my opening call, we've got, I think, 6 issues. All of them are up, and some are very sharply. But I'm just becoming a little cautious. No changes yet. Maybe we raise the stops. Haven't started anything on the put side. But this is where I'm watching really closely. Bank index that we have is doing nicely now. The financial stock is actually down today. It should be higher. So these are things to be watching. It's had a fantastic gain, but I got to be ready. Okay. So another thing that I want to say is tomorrow I'm going to discuss more of the longer term, the monthly charts and the weekly charts, because I think it's really important right at this particular time as we're closing in on the end of May to say, what are we looking at? We've done well so far. Has there been a change trend? Why is it down there? So in the time highs, they had a fabulous week so far today. Where are we? And I'll talk more about that tomorrow. Stay tuned for Steve, stay tuned for Dave, stay tuned for Tom Brian. I'll be back tomorrow. Check out my
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.